tell him no and correct him? Open the door again. Wow.
Whoa.
That's give him a snack.
What a good boy. And we're doubling down on the down also.
He said, I'm proud. This guy.
This guy.
Tell me what's going on.
Do you want to tell her or should I? What do you think?
He said, I'm a widow in Bay
I
West.
don't know. Who are you? You're new here.
He said, excuse me, ma'am, where's this video gonna go?
Short. Sit on my foot short. That's right. So getting in the car with Elvis is a huge challenge.
Okay.
He's pumped up about the car.
Got it.
Pumped up about going places.
He loves an adventure.
Loves it. Great. When it's just the two of us, like today, he gets in and out of the car totally fine. Listens to me. It's fine. When Albus is involved, he has to be in the car first. No matter if we're like correcting him, we're holding him, like he does not care. I could do anything to him and he'd be like, no, I'm in that car first.
Okay.
And then when Albus tries to get in the car, he bites him. Yeah, like not in an aggressive way.
Yeah, but just like a bratty way.
He's like it really bothers me how he plays with Albus. Sometimes he like bites his ears, like this whole area, and just like tugs on his fur.
Yeah.
Like, can you be nicer?
What does Albus do?
Literally, he's just like, oh.
Like he yelps, like he's upset, but he won't correct him?
No. Like
Albus.
maybe once out of every 10 times he corrects him.
But does he listen that once out of 10 times that he gets corrected, or he just, okay.
Barely.
Okay.
He's a brat.
I was gonna say, we have a bad case of the brats over here.
Yeah, I feel like he's in like his teenage angsty, I'm cooler than you years. And he's bringing the vibes down.
Yeah, he's in a little big for his britches.
Yeah, so that's like the getting in the car with Albus is an issue.
Okay.
And then once he's in the car, he hunts cars. Like, I'm driving, he's right behind me. He puts his face right here. Through the back seat.
Okay.
Watches the cars that are coming.
I saw that video that you sent,
Goes like this. I mean, he hits his head on the window so hard. At points I'm like, either the window's gonna break or your head is going to break, my dude. Like, there's no.
You're like, and honestly, I don't know which one I'd rather at this point.
It's ridiculous. And like, so we've taken car rides together where like Kevin's driving and I'm in the passenger seat and the only thing I'm doing is watching him and I'm correcting like when he's psycho.
Yeah.
And he like calms down and he's like, okay, I'm not allowed to do that. And then he like watches instead, which I'm like, okay, I guess that's fine if you're not lunging.
Yeah.
But then the next time we get in the car, it's the same thing.
Okay. Are you doing like 50 again for that? Okay.
All the way up.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the way up. I have a feeling that's going to be your answer for most of these things. With the Albus in the car situation, have you, I mean, like when you say like you're doing everything, have you corrected him at 100 and he just doesn't care?
Not at 100, no.
Okay. Still like 50-ish?
Yeah. Like,
okay.
He has, it's like 50-ish, maybe 60, 70. Like,
okay.
It's probably as high as we've ever gone when we're at home.
Yeah.
He's like wild. Like, I don't even know how to describe. Like,
well, and I don't want you, in these situations, I don't want you starting at 50 and working your way up. I want you like, we're starting at 100.
Okay.
And the reason that's different is because when he's in this really like over aroused, no. So like that was 100. So I just went straight to 100.
And we went by.
He said, oh.
I didn't like that.
Maybe I should shut up.
He did a similar thing today to a plastic bag. So.
He said, suspicious. I don't like that.
He really is a scaredy cat still.
Oh, buddy. Yeah. So, and the Sanders. He really is still a weenie. You've been a weenie. And here's the thing. Yes, he did that because he was spooked. You can't do that because you're spooked. You know what I mean? So, like, it still has to be corrected pretty firmly. Because there's things I'm okay with you doing to cope. That's not one of them.
Yeah.
You can't make a big scene like that. And then if we know, okay, so apparently cameras, large cameras, freak him out, then we can say, okay, now that you know you're not allowed to bark at them and get reactive, Sure, now we can do some like counter conditioning stuff with treats and positive reinforcement and stuff like that.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that we're gonna let him get away with doing like the inappropriate coping mechanisms first. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
So just because he's doing something because he's scared, we can still hold him accountable to be like, okay, but you can't do that.
Right.
Like that's out of pocket, man.
I feel like he in general is out of pocket.
Oh yeah, I mean,
puppy, but like, holy moly, man.
well, because he's how old now?
8, 9 months.
Yeah, you're in the throes of like adolescence. Hang in there.
Okay.
Yeah, hang in there.
Okay. It gets better, buddy.
It does.
We're
It all evens out. It'll even out eventually. But it's still important to fix these things. All right, so are you trying to walk him and Albus to the car together and it's a disaster, or are you doing it separate?
It honestly, most of the time it's together, but even if it's not, like if we put Albus in the car first or Sanders in the car first and then we bring the second one out later, still a disaster.
Okay. Even with Albus? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this will apply
Albus isn't the problem. Like, Albus doesn't want to get in because he knows that he's about to get, like, his ears bit. So he just looks at me like, Mom, can you help?
Okay, so it's a disaster for Sanders either way, whether he's the first one in or the last one in. Okay. What I would like you to do to practice this is I think I want you to do it with Albus already in the car first.
Okay.
So bring him out, and you could literally, don't even wait to do this when you actually need to go somewhere, just practice it.
Totally.
So like bring Albus out, put him in the car, then bring Sanders out, and literally like right from the get-go, if you're waiting at the doorway to exit the house and he's being a lunatic, correct at 100, make him be nice and polite with you, and replay that. So like if you open that door and he darts out and you have to correct him, we're going back inside and we're closing the door and we're redoing it.
Okay.
And we're doing it as many times as we need to until you do it without needing a correction.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do it 5 more times without needing a correction before we even get outside.
Okay.
So it's like, for a good way to look at it is you're breaking it up into segments. So when we're dealing with him or a dog like him that gets so much like anxiety over the next thing, he's like, I just want to get to the next thing. We break it up into small little segments and deal with it one piece at a time so that it doesn't like snowball and just build on itself.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like if you're already anxious getting out the door, I can only imagine what you're going to be like once we get within 10 feet of the car.
Totally.
Because we're not addressing it here.
Okay.
So, and for as many times as you'd have to correct him because he does it unsuccessfully, we need to double that with times we didn't have to correct him. So that we're basically saying like, you're doing it wrong. And guess what? We're going to keep going until you do it properly, and then we're really going to overdo it on the properly, so we rebuild your confidence and you know exactly what you need to be doing. The first chunk is like, is your car, do you have a garage, like the car is immediately out there, or is it in the driveway, or what's it look like to get there?
So, yeah, we open the garage door, and then typically we have to move one of the cars out so that there's enough space to like open the door. So he's typically walking like through the garage into the driveway to get in.
Got it. Okay, so then your first chunk is the door. And then your next chunk will be, do you have to go down steps?
Yeah.
Okay, so then making sure he's not darting ahead of you to get down the steps.
Okay.
If he darts ahead of you to get down the steps, we're doing another correction. We're restarting on that, doing that section. So we've got a door, we've got the steps, we've got the walk through the garage, we've got the walk through the driveway, and then when we're actually approaching the vehicle, making sure that as soon as we open the door, he's not just taking off inside, which I assume he probably does.
I only feel good about one of the steps that you've mentioned so
Okay,
far.
which
So,
one?
The garage door. We got that down.
Okay, good. Okay.
He's good. He sits until we say okay,
Okay.
but then it's a mad dash after
Yes,
that.
yes. So that's where you're really gonna like break it up into those chunks
Okay.
and be like, sorry buddy, this is maybe gonna take us 20 minutes to finally get to the car, but this is what we're doing. You might be surprised though, if you're correcting him at 100, you might make progress a lot quicker
Faster.
than you think you might.
Okay.
With the opening the door, let's see what he does with that. So tell him come, walk him to the door. He said, I'll drive.
I wish you could, man.
All right, turn it all the way to 100 now for this.
It just is high.
Yeah, that's fine. So tell him no,
No.
and bring him right back out. You can tell him come. Very good. Close your door. Tell him no and correct him. Bring him right back out.
No.
There you go. All right, now try it again.
No.
We're getting an example of his acrobatics.
Yeah, we're gonna be tired.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, so if this is how he reacts to 100 in this setting, 50 wasn't doing nothing.
We were just chilling.
Yeah, he was just vibing. He's like,
Cool,
he's
good
like,
to know.
that was a fly?
Mom's over here like, so sorry. All right. Okay, you ready?
And that's where it's like, he picks the level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to us, we're like, 50, 100, and it's like, the number is arbitrary. Like, what is the dog doing? Is the dog, what is their behavior telling you? And it's less about what is their behavior like as you're correcting, and more about, are they actually like changing their behavior overall? So it's like, if we're correcting, but we're never actually seeing a change the next time we encounter this, then they are telling you that it wasn't aversive. Because they're not scared of it and they're not changing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He said, it didn't actually matter to me. And that's like the thing, is a lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't want them like scared of the thing. We're all scared of consequences. That's how everyone lives in life.
That's fair.
That's why we don't speed. That's why we don't scream at our parents. That's why we don't, you know what I mean? It's not because we're like living in fear of our parents. It's because we're in fear of consequences.
Yeah.
And that's healthy, you know? So it's like, yes, correcting a dog at 100 is not something I want to have to do, and it's not something I take joy in, but I do it because then I won't have to. Because he's like, oh, I get it.
Wouldn't that be great if we just could get in the car without a correction?
Yes,
That would be swell.
yes. All right, open the door again.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
No.
Yep. Bring him right back out again.
We're gonna have to do this a lot more, I think. Nice work.
There you go.
Nice sit.
He said, I'll do you one better. He said, in fact, I know a down as well.
Is. Every time he gets in trouble, this is the good. He knows. He knows. He even sometimes will go straight to the door.
He does love a little double down.
Oh.
He's like, let me
I'm
really...
all the way down.
Yeah, he said, I'm as down as I can possibly get.
Okay,
All
we're
right.
gonna try again.
Open the door again. Wow.
Whoa.
That's, give him a snack.
What a good boy! And we're doubling down on the down also.
He said, I'm proud.
Who is a good boy?
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, he had to make sure. Made sure. Very nice. All right,
work.
now close the door. And we'll just keep closing it and opening it and making sure that he realizes getting in the car is not what I thought it was. Another snack.
Who's a good boy? Oh, I'm sorry. That would have been my fault. I'm sorry about that. I missed your mouth a little bit.
Very good.
Good job.
Very nice.
Good job.
Albus is going to be so pleased.
The way he looks at me will make your heart melt.
He's like, Mom, please. You're sending me to torture.
What a good boy.
Very nice. Beautiful.
Wow. What a good job.
And part of this is that we're not using commands. We're just correcting when he takes initiative to just assume he's allowed to do something that he can't, right? Obviously, when you're walking him from point A to point B throughout those segments, you're saying come, and that's a command. But when it comes to like the thresholds of like the doors and the car door, I don't want you like telling him like sit before you open the door. I want you just opening it, and if he takes it upon himself to jump right in, that's what we're correcting for.
Like it's implied, like any
Yes.
threshold.
Yes,
like
exactly. It's all implied. You should just assume you're not allowed in until I tell you you're allowed in. Beautiful.
Wow.
So nice, buddy.
I'm very proud of you. I think that 100 works.
He said, it does.
That's the one.
And so we see a very obvious change in behavior, right? So that's letting me know, okay, the level we're using, he is telling us it's effective. That's what I needed. That's what's going to work. And wouldn't you rather give him a couple corrections at 100 than have to give him 1,000 at 50?
Totally. Yeah.
I mean, it just makes more sense that way.
I think we get it. I didn't think we'd get here today at all. So this is really impressive.
He said, oh, never mind.
You really thought about it. Good job.
Very good.
Nice work. Yeah. Very proud of you.
All right, now with the door staying open, I want you to tell him, come, do a little walk around, loop back, and then just stop right where you're at and see what he does.
Sanders, come.
Beautiful.
Who's the best one? It might be you. It might just be you.
Perfect. Do that a couple more times.
Nice work, Sanders. Sanders, come.
Look at him. He's still got a nice loose tail.
Everything is okay.
Yeah.
We're doing okay. He does do this weird thing on walks though when he has like gotten corrected where he's just behind me the whole time. Like, nothing can happen to me here.
He's like, it's safe back here.
Good.
Very, very good.
Good. You don't have to take me down every time. It's really nice, but you don't have to. Okay, Sanders, come.
And then at home, same type of drills, just Albus is in the car.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. That works. Wow.
Very good.
Wow. Dad's not even gonna recognize you. Who's the new boy we brought home? Wow. Good job. Sanders, come.
Very
We're not even
nice.
looking at the car. We're avoiding the car.
He said, car is not fun anymore.
He took all my joy away.
All right, now I'm going to have you tell him okay and actually let him get up into the car.
How it's supposed to be.
Right?
Okay. Good.
Beautiful.
Good job.
He said, bye, Miss Michelle. See you later.
He's been really nice. Yeah.
Right. Great session. See you next time. All right, now you can tell him come and bring him back out again.
Sanders, come.
Very good. All right, go ahead, close your door. And then now we'll do like a walk away, loop around, stop, open it, and see what he does now. Wow, what a good choice, sir.
I wasn't so sure. But you did a good
Dare I
job.
say that was casual?
Were you casual?
Were you casual, Sanders? Very good. All right, close the door. We'll do the same thing again. A little loop around and then come back.
Are you starting to get the hang of this?
Oh, yeah. And you can see his confidence coming back up a little bit now, you know? He's not nearly as, like, sheepish and stuff. And I think that can throw people off is when they start seeing that. They're like, oh, no, I'm hurting their feelings. This is terrible. I don't want to stress them out. And it's like, no, this is why what I mentioned over there is important, where for all the times he messes up, we need to, like, double that in successes.
Yeah, he does seem a million times different from the first time we looped.
Yes, because I want him to feel confident of, like, I know exactly what I did to get corrected, therefore I know what not to do to be able to not get corrected. And that's what brings back his confidence back up, especially with a dog like him who's a little bit more sensitive and, like, easily, you know, oh no, what's happening?
Yeah.
That'll be really important for him.
Maybe that's what we should just start recognizing you as. You're just a sensitive boy.
He is a sensitive boy. That's okay. We'll help you get more resilience. All right, go ahead, close it again, and we'll do another little loop around. So casual.
Good job. Nice work. Yeah. Good job. Wow. Wow, are you proud, boy? Yeah. Oh, you want to see?
He said, I know what happened, what I do to get corrected and what I do to get snacks, okay? And I'm ready for the snack.
We do have a good brain. We got a good brain, yes. Thank you. Nice work. I'm going to close this, and you're like a little close. Thank you. That's the last thing we need is you actually afraid of it.
Yeah, right. One extreme to the other. Wow.
That was stunning. Yes.
All right, now tell him okay and let him get in.
Okay.
You can tell him again and give a little leash in that direction to assure him.
Do you need help? Go ahead.
You don't need help, Sanders.
My goodness, that was a little dramatic.
She's told me all about the height you get on your hops, so I don't think you need that much help.
A little boost, please.
He said, I don't have all my crazy momentum to get up there, so very good. Is he well behaved if you, like, arrive at your destination and you're opening the door? Is he, like, rushing to get out, or is he waiting in there?
Rushing to get out.
Okay, so go ahead and close the door on him. Let's see. He'll probably do well, but if you open that and he comes out, you can kind of, like, you know, beautiful, but if you open it and he's already, like, starting to come out, tell him no, correct him, and just close the door on him.
Okay.
And just continue to kind of do that until he's doing this and he's waiting nice and politely for you.
Yeah, it is. It's like a journey of, like, how do I open the door and get both of their leashes and
Okay.
ensure that we're not, like, causing
Yes.
ruckus.
Yes.
As soon as they're out of the car, both of them are, like, chill.
Yeah, it's the getting out.
Yes.
Okay. Then I would say our next lesson that we have scheduled, bring both of them.
Okay.
So that way we can then combine all of this together with the two of them. But I mean, is Albus trying to rush out the door then too in that context?
Yeah.
Okay, so then just do it with both of them. Correct them both, you know, and make them both sit in there nice and politely. And again, you don't have to tell them to sit, you know, it's just more about them respecting the threshold. Yes.
Yeah.
And then we can even do, like, when you have the two of them, we can do where you let one of them come out while the other one still has to wait in there, get them situated, and then have the other one come out and make
That
it
makes
nice
sense.
and polite.
You do look awfully cute in there.
You do look awfully cute in there.
I've never seen you sit in the car before. This is the first time I've seen the car door open and you're just like that.
Wow, and a down? This is like a car commercial. Yeah, you could be in an ad. All right, so grab his leash. If he jumps out just from you grabbing his leash, you'll correct him and put him back in there. But perfect. Now you can, so since we're eventually going to work towards releasing them individually, say his name first and then the okay.
Sanders, okay.
Very good.
Wow, nice work.
Very
We're
nice.
gonna run out of snacks today.
Who would have thought that he was doing that well?
Who
You'd
would've
use up
thought?
all your snacks.
All the snacks. That's a good day, huh? Do you want me to close it?
Yeah. We'll do now another loop around, reapproach, and then open the door again. Wow. He said, "Where's my snack?" He's like, "You skipped a step, okay?" Very good job, buddy.
I'm so proud of you.
He's doing very good.
Very cute boy. Yes, you are. Sanders, okay.
Wow.
Who's the best? Sanders. Wow, you're really getting all the crumbs.
Right?
Wow. Good job.
Very, very nice. I know you're doing so good.
Did you see that, Michelle? Did you see how good I did?
So, how are you feeling about this so far?
Like, wildly good?
Okay. Is it making sense what we're doing?
Yeah, it totally makes sense. And I do feel like he's a lot more confident.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think we can do this at home. Huh.
And then what you can do. So I think, obviously, like, he's getting some good practice on his own without Albus as a piece of the puzzle. So maybe at home, the first session you do of this, just do him.
Okay.
And do it at the house. You take him out, whatever. Do all the steps.
Yeah.
Make sure it looks really good. And then the next session, maybe you walk Albus out to the car, put Albus in the car, and then you walk him out there so he's like, oh man, we're really going somewhere. Something's happening. Work through it that way.
Okay.
And then I want you to practice him being in the car, and then you bring Albus in.
Okay.
So, because you said he does the like biting thing on Albus as soon as he comes in. So that's where, that's just a simple correction at 100.
Okay.
And honestly, like, poor Albus. But what I would do is, like, if you tell Albus, okay, he gets into the car. And honestly, you might be surprised. Like, if you work on this separately, and then, you know, him getting into the car when Albus is already in there and all that kind of stuff, he may not try to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Like,
mean?
bring
Because
his
he,
whole vibe
I think so.
down.
Yeah, like, he won't be as pumped.
Yeah.
But if he does, because theoretically, when you open the door to let Albus come in, and Albus has to wait outside, he's got to wait inside. So
Right.
you'll probably be able to correct him at least once for trying to jump out, would be my guess, because he'll be excited. You'll put him back in there. And then if you release Albus and Albus jumps up and he goes to pounce on him or whatever, correct him, make Albus get back out, and put him back in.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that way you can redo what he messed up. Just make Albus get in and out of the car. Bless his heart. Get in and out of the car so that you can really get it through his head that, like, we're not pouncing on our brother.
Yeah.
That's not what we're going to do.
That's what he's doing.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like, does Albus, or should Albus follow like all these same rules
Yeah.
in the car? Okay.
Yeah, does he not?
He doesn't, but he's also like so much more chill.
Yeah.
Like it's not, the car isn't a problem for
Yeah.
him in the way that it is for Sanders.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that even though it's not really becoming an issue for Albus, I think doing it with him, one, he'll adapt to it probably super easy.
totally.
You know what I mean? And then in turn, when you have them both together, they both are on the same page.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So then at least it's like everyone's functioning under the same rule set.
Yeah.
And it's not like, well, Albus can jump in without permission, but you can't, Sanders. You know, then it's like a whole thing.
We don't want a whole thing.
You know, we don't want a whole thing.